Lady. Good morning.
Good morning.
See what I mean? She's so hype. Don't believe the hype. But she is up doing her thing, and we really do appreciate her coming in this morning. Miss Jeneea.
Is it okay if I introduce myself?
Yeah, I'll get ready to do that, but you know what? Hold on a second. Now the camera's on. You introduce yourself.
My name is Jeneea Moore, also known as the Fire Starter. My job is to ignite, it's to motivate, it's to help stir up the gifts in others. Look, trust me, I can't even help it. That's just what I do. And mama, I'm on the radio, WSAN radio in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm so glad to be in the new studio, y'all. It's nice.
and speak about that. See, she's not shy. I didn't know that right
not
now.
At all.
I read her bio. You have been working in radio and other stuff for a long time.
Yes, I have.
How'd you get started?
Well, back in 2017, I came out, the Fire Starter arose, and I was performing all throughout San Antonio. I had my own show, the Fire Starter Show, where I would invite guests on and talk a lot. And so in the midst of me doing somewhat of entertainment, right, for poetry, and I was rapping, gospel rapping at the time, and motivational speaker, and doing this and that, I was just introducing to meeting a lot of people and just networking. So that's kind of how that arose. This Fire Starter just came about. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, Fire Starter. I'll tell you. Before we continue with Fire Starter, I'll let you know what platforms we're on right now. We are live on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and what's the other one? There's one other I'm missing. It'll come to me. But we're live on almost all platforms.
Okay.
There's one platform called Tarvo, Trovo. I just got on that one a week ago. I didn't know that was out there. So we're out there on that. So
Okay.
we're trying to get the word out and let everybody else know. If they don't know it, my Facebook page was hacked on March 6th.
Ain't they getting people?
And they were going to my old, the one that was hacked, they couldn't find me. Well, I finally got a hold of Meta. And the lady told me, well, yeah, you've been hacked. I said, what are we going to do about it? Well, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take that page down. And we're going to turn around and see if we can get you back your page again. And so now when people go on looking for WSN Radio,
Yes.
it pops up where it's supposed to be at. Before,
Okay,
people were
that's
so,
good.
they didn't know where we were going.
Right.
So now you the first guest on here since that was taken care of this past Friday. So,
that was awesome.
so you the first.
Oh, I love to lead. Okay.
Speaking about the leading part of it,
Yes, sir.
the play you were in, and who's that you were
Yes, so with Raymond Good,
Yes.
the Still Art Gallery,
Mhm.
Through Their Eyes, I was my idol in a way, Harriet Tubman.
in? Right.
And I was able to bring that character to life, which was so awesome. So before me, La Femme Lakita, a poet, great poet, best friend, she did it. And I did not want to come behind her in no capacity. Her and Mondrea did an amazing job. But this go around, Raymond just amplified the vision, right? So what he did was add slaves to the character. Okay,
Mhm.
so I'm running around the room through people, jumping up, grabbing rocks and stuff, and shooting people with a gun.
Yeah.
And it was so amazing to bring that character to life because I did want to get back into plays and acting. So hey, if y'all got some spots, listen, the Fire Starter coming. Bobby McMorris, listen, okay, I can act, right, and I can sing just a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was really, really great that he allowed us to have that opportunity to act and have that community to do some stuff. So yes.
And that was a good play because I came to one of them.
Yeah.
And it was not. And you talking about you running around there? Yeah, you were. But from one end to the other.
The people was like, wait,
Where's she at now?
Man, listen, we coming to freedom.
Yeah.
We're going to be free, okay? And it was great because what I wanted to do is, for the audience, I wanted them to be in the scene with us,
Mm-hmm.
right? Imagine watching a movie and they going through the forest and then you're in the forest with them in the forest.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wanted the audience to feel. And I believe we did just that.
You did,
Yeah.
because we actually, where I was sitting at, I had a couple young ladies crying because it was so
Oh, my
real. For when they see it, you could read about it all you want,
Yeah.
but when you sit down there and you see it in person,
Oh,
you say, "Oh my God, they went through all that
Oh, that was
with the light in the
awesome.
window and let you know." I mean,
Yes.
that was okay. It's black history. That's a piece of black history that they're trying to take away.
Absolutely.
But when you see it in person,
Yes.
they said they actually did. Oh, actually did that. They did worse.
Did worse.
Y'all just were on the tip of the iceberg of what they
Did
did,
worse.
because it's a lot of stuff.
Because even when you think about the scene that I did where one of the slaves wanted to turn around and she
Mhm.
had to put fear in them,
Mhm.
you know, and let him know you gonna fear me greater than you gonna fear this white man.
Yeah.
No disrespect, right? But we're talking about the scene. And I had to, a lot of times he allowed us to coach each other, right? So I'm coaching them, listen, you're out of your element. You're scared. You think you're going to get caught. You think you can make it back. You don't know where you are. Y'all done ran states at this point.
Mhm.
You're not even in the same state you probably was in the beginning, right? But she had to put fear in them and
Right.
say, you will die right here because you're not going to go nowhere, get caught, and tell no path. So imagine how many people she had to go ahead and put to rest
Yeah, man. Yeah.
for some other people to be free.
Oh, that's something else. It
Yes.
shouldn't even be like that, but we know how things are.
We know how things
So-
are. And that last scene where I do like this motivational speech to the audience to say 1,000 would have been free tonight, but they know not that they are slaves. I struggle with that for a moment.
Really.
Because it's impactful.
Mm.
And I just wanted people to feel that. Imagine being in bondage in life. And we're still in the effects of slavery in many ways. And imagine the notion that we could be free but don't know we enslaved. That's deep.
You know what's sad about it?
Yeah.
Some of us are still living like that.
Still.
They still.
The residue of slavery.
They got
That's
that,
a whole nother
They
book.
got that mentality. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking about books,
Ooh.
you're something else. Well, let's go back where you from. You from Chicago.
Chi-town.
What part of Chicago?
Oh, ain't no side but the south side, man. Come on now.
You
Come on.
the second one that speaks like that. We were in the suburbs on the north side, then moved further north up to Waukegan, Illinois.
Okay.
And I was mentioning, who was I talking to? Dr. Sims.
Uh-huh.
He's from the south side of Chicago.
I mean, come on.
And he was rattling off some stuff. I
Come on,
interviewed him. I said,
Southside.
this guy got me. He's messing with me now.
South
But
side.
it's all good.
Yes, sir.
Anybody from that era, we know things like Jay's potato chips,
Come on.
Chicago
Harold's
style hot
chicken.
dogs.
Come
Yeah.
on, Jewtown.
Jewtown.
You
Oh,
know,
we used to go there
Bud
all the
Militant
time.
Parades. Come
Oh
on.
man, the Jewtown, we go down there, we beat them down. Why ain't call it Jewtown? We don't pay their original price. We beat them down.
Hey,
So
Jewtown.
yeah, Jewtown was a place. So from Chicago,
Yes.
you are also a motivational speaker and a coach,
Absolutely.
life coach.
Yes, I am.
Oh,
Yes.
so you get up and
Oh, I'm gonna give it to you. Just when people get on this radio, imagine me behind a pulpit or a stand. It's on.
Mhm.
Or catch me outside. I'm gonna get you there too. We're gonna get you together.
Ooh.
Listen, when I tell you I live Harriet Tubman, you
Mhm.
know, because I want people to be free for real. And that's even tied into the reason why this book is out. Because I'm talking about myself. I'm talking
All
about
right.
myself for this.
Since you brought up that,
Uh-huh.
let's talk about your book. What it's released right now, right?
June 1st on my birthday.
Oh.
So this weekend.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
Okay.
I'm so excited about it. Yes, it's
Okay.
coming out. So let me tell you the title. The Day I Almost Got Married.
Yes.
The Major Deception. Now imagine God giving you that title while you're still in the relationship. This man is still in my house. I'm at work. And God saying, you're going to write a book and it's going to be called the day I almost got. Imagine being weeks up to the day you're about to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Already went to the courthouse and got the certificate of marriage and everything. And God says, you go about to write a book. And it's a major deception. Oh my God. Listen, I broke down crying. If anybody remember, I worked for Gun Honda. They probably still remember. I broke down. You would have thought my mama died. I broke down and cried. And not just because I was in a relationship, not just because the marriage is not finna happen, but leading up to this, I was celibate for 6 years in the church, living as righteous as I could.
Wow.
No secular music, no secular movies. Me and my kids were reading the Bible. I was literally a walking Bible. You could not have a conversation with me without me referencing my pastor at the time or scriptures. Literally, I was a church girl, for real, right? And being celibate for 6 years, and here come the gap, right? I done got.
Yeah.
Okay? At that time, I didn't have any relationships with anything, but then baby daddy came back into town. And I got. You know, because now you're dealing with a familiar spirit, somebody you're comfortable with. Now we're enjoying each other's company, which I had no male presence in my house around me, right? And your guards just fall. And so because of that, I thought, and I'm telling a little the movie, because it's coming. Come on now.
All right, preach.
Come on, movie.
You claimed it.
I claimed it.
Yeah.
Come on, movie. And then I thought, because he was of the world and I had an eye for someone in the church, I thought I missed that opportunity. So where I would have never dove towards a person, I ran towards because of that mistake. So I was just confused and everything. But imagine and I'm talking about celibate for 6 years after 3 kids. I had 3 kids at this time. So you're really like thinking you're living right. Like, this time I'm going to get it right.
Yeah.
And you mess up in the church. And there's so many people out there in the church that are messed up, that messed around, slept with somebody, or misappropriated funds, or lost a job or their house, or homeless, or whatever it may be, and feel like there's no way out. And I'm coming for you, because there is. There's a way out of that situation. You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to feel like you're in bondage. And then people will condemn you for the very thing that they doing. Okay? The very acts that they doing, they condemning you for. But there's no condemnation. No condemnation.
Yeah. When you said that part right there, I was always telling people, being a supervisor all the time, I would tell people, there's a solution to every problem. But you may not like the solution I'm giving you, but that solution is going to help you move where you need to go.
Absolutely.
And people look at me like, well, you came to me, you asked me a question, I'm giving you the answer, but it's the answer they didn't want to hear.
But I'm subject to the truth, so I have to give it to you. And sometimes it ain't even how you say the truth. It's the fact that the truth got to combat a lie that hurts. It's not always about because they said it a certain way. No.
Right.
The truth has to cut this lie down. And that's going to hurt.
Yeah, and it does.
It's going to hurt.
It hurts them bad, and they don't want to hear it. And but eventually, sometimes they turn around and realize.
Absolutely. Then they come and say thank you when they get it. But you got to be strong enough to say, hey, listen, I'm helping you pull up out of this thing. So hear me today. This is you can make it. You don't have to deal with this. You don't have to stay in that. You can get up from here. This is not the end of a thing of your life. It may be the end of a thing, but not your life, right? You can get up from there. And so that's it. And I'm so excited about the book. It's so much elements in this book, y'all. I am telling on myself.
Go ahead.
Only God can make you write a book about your life, okay? So it is, you have to put based on a true story. But the amazing part about this book is once he gave me the title of the book, I began to write out of the relationship. I immediately started writing. So the book is written so y'all can know my business further. All right. I wrote the book 10 years ago to the day. God allowed me, he said, to write down times. He said to write down the dates. And I wrote it down as I wrote each chapter.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when I began to start publishing the company, because I have a publishing company, we'll get to that later. But God said, release everything that you've been holding on to. So I started releasing stuff. And then I got to the book and I saw the date. This was later on, late last year. Mm-hmm. And it said 2014. I said, oh my God, it has to come out. It has to. It took a year for me to talk about the title of the book without crying. Literally, that's how much shame, condemnation that I had for myself in getting deceived in the way that I did. Because you understand how you can get caught up in the world.
Yes.
But I don't go nowhere. How did I get God in my own home? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. But it happens. It happens. So I'm here to, like I said, just to help people. But let me give you one of the titles. So let's talk about that. I'm going to give you about 2 titles.
All right.
One of the titles I think is fun to talk about. I kind of laugh at. It's called Spilling the Beans. And just as you think about it, right? Just imagine you in a relationship and you think everything's good. It may be a little iffy to you a little bit, but it's going. You try to go somewhere with it, right?
Yeah.
And then it ends. Now everybody like, man, I knew she wasn't right. I saw her flirting with da-da-da-da-da. I knew she wasn't right. She was over there, da-da-da. She got kids over there she don't take care of. Da-da. Now everybody want to tell you stuff.
Right.
Now everybody want to spill the beans. Okay? You was holding this sack all the time, right? And life happens like that. Like, why you couldn't tell me why while I was in a relationship? Why you didn't try to save me before I got in a relationship? What is this after the fact? That now you have so much to say that you could have said before. And I believe that's a part of a deception, because if I know that something is not good for you, but I'm going to just watch you go in it, I'm just going to leave you in it, or I'm going to cover up the lie because I know the truth. I'm not telling you. I'm going to withhold the truth from you. I think that's a part of it. So, yeah, I got a chapter called Spilling the Beans.
Oh, before you go to the next one, it's something happened to me when I got in a relationship. I told that person everything. I let them know everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the reason why I said that, I don't want nobody to come up to that person and say, do you know so-and-so did that? They said, yeah, he told me about it.
That's right.
Yeah, he told me about it. Yeah, he did that. He did that. Yeah, he told me about it.
Yeah.
And then they say, and you still with him? No. What you did is different. You can't tell me who I can be with, who I cannot be with.
That's right.
And that's what people want sometimes. They want to control you. And once they get what they got out of you, they leave you alone and go to the next victim. And you sit down there with a shattered world now because you thought you had somebody right there, and you let somebody come in and influence you. Is that a good way of putting it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And you said a key thing when you said control and manipulation. But I'm going to tell you, before I get to the one last chapter that I will talk about, because that one is almost my favorite one. But when we talk about deception, what I've learned, in order to be deceived, you have to first believe a lie. Okay? And in order to be deceived by that lie, it had to have some form of desire of yours, a truth in it. Meaning, you wanted to desire something. And someone deceived you thinking you was getting what you wanted, and turned out to be a lie. And that's where the deception comes in, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to take the accountability to understand, I had to have wanted this so bad that I placed myself in a position to be deceived, meaning to believe this lie. I knew it wasn't right completely. I was going to go along with it, hoping that it just fell into place, knowing that it was not going to work out. right? But that's the desires of our heart.
Right.
That we be begging God for. And he like, okay, I'm going to give it to you. You want a husband so bad, I'm going to give you one. You may not want the one you getting, but that's what you said you want because you're not willing to wait.
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh.
We don't have no patience. We want it when we want it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and now I have to be subject to your heart. And I have to give you the desires of your heart. That's why we should desire the things that God wants from us versus just what we want for ourselves, because we're going to get deceived. Now that's the deceiving part. But when it comes to deception, there's people involved in the deception, spilling the beans, right? Yeah, I'm gonna I'm not gonna tell, I'm gonna hide here, or I'm gonna cover you there, or I'm gonna withhold this information here, and all this stuff adds to the major deception because it's not just one person involved. It's other people involved in the lies, in the confusion, in the deception. Major deception.
So is it safe to say when people go ahead and choose somebody just to have somebody, basically they're settling?
Absolutely, you are.
Because when you settle for something and then you ask yourself, how did I get myself into it? Because you weren't patient.
No.
Because when you settle, that settle may not be the right thing for you to do.
Absolutely not. Just to take a picture on social media, just to get a gift on Valentine's Day or Sweetest Day. Shout out to Chicago. You know, they don't want to know that.
Yeah.
Just to, and I'm going to say this that's not in the book. Just to have a ring, but you had to pay for it.
Ooh.
I bought my ring from Walmart. We went to Walmart. And I bought the rings. Both of our rings, because he had no money. Just to say that you have somebody next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to be first comfortable with yourself and your own skin and your own peace. Because when you love peace so much, you're not willing to just have somebody there to disturb it. You're not going to disturb my peace. I'm happy in my peace, right? And I'm hoping you are happy in yours and we can be peaceful together.
Yeah.
But some people you get into, and you get hormonal, right? You get older, different stages of life. You want to experience life with each other. You want a confidant. All that, those things are great, but it's not okay to just please be right.
Yeah.
Please be sane.
You praying that it's right.
Please don't affect my kids, because these relationships, single mothers, because there's a lot single mothers out there, but not to dismiss single fathers. Just, you got to be careful because it can affect your children. 6 years my kids didn't see nobody, and now they see somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, I tried. It didn't work. You won't see nobody else, right?
Yeah.
You got to do that. And sometimes as parents, we got to do that. And you wonder why some women, why are you single so long? Because I had kids. And if you cannot come to me correctly, I would rather there be no example of a man than a sorry one. And that's going to affect these boys I got.
Yeah.
No, they're going to be men, right? But you're not going to be their example. No. No.
Is it the word I'm going to throw out there right now?
Uh-huh.
Doubt. When you have that doubt, should I or shouldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
But you go ahead and do it even though you're doubting that person is exactly right for you.
Mm-hmm.
You just go through the motions and go ahead and get married, and then you sit now 5 years from now
regretting the day.
Why did I do this? You had doubt from the beginning.
I have talked to several people in marriage, not to tell nobody's business, that know they shouldn't have got married. Mm-hmm. Know it. And like you said, that doubt. That I'm really not in this. I'm really not into this person. Some people don't even like the person. Just because they cook clean for them. They like, okay, I just make it official. Right? But you don't even like the person. We have to love everybody, but that you need to like them too, you know?
You better love that person like you love yourself.
Absolutely.
Because if you love yourself, and that's the first person, you got to take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
You could do nothing but bring things to a relationship, but if that love is not there for that person that you're with, then that doubt comes in.
Absolutely.
Why did I do this? my girl told me don't do this. And right away,
Yeah.
if somebody come and tell you, did you look into this person to see what this person is all about? And sometimes some people get in a relationship, and it's not the right relationship. They get into a lust relationship. So when that lust relationship ends, what do you have?
What do you have? Someone said it, I don't know who said it, but I'm going to say it now because it's mine. You know, once you say it 2 or 3 times, you know, you're in agreement and it's yours. But someone said that, and I take this when it comes to relationship. If you never change, can I be with you for the rest of our lives? Because a lot of times people get in a relationship thinking, oh, they'll change one day, or I get them to a certain level. If they never change, never grow, attitude is still the same, they still get married, short-tempered, abusive, all these different things, don't have no money, no resources or nothing, will never even have the pursuit of getting it, are you willing to stay in this level right here? Because if you're not, don't do it at all. Because this hypothetical possibility, it may happen, may not ever happen. And that's a delusion that a lot of us be in, talking about, oh, I can get him. Oh yeah, I've been in a relationship, that man got his life together and went on. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, it was some, okay. And here I got all these questions. You done messed up now.
Come on, here, listen.
Why is it that I talk to, it's 2 questions. Why is it sometimes a woman has a list of what they want, and I don't get it. You have a list of what you're looking for. If this man got everything on that list, what you're looking for, why should he pay you some attention? He already has everything. You know, there's.
But
except for a good woman in his life.
There we go.
Except for a good woman.
Okay,
but if there's a woman,
now.
but if there's a woman out there, he must has this criteria. This. How you gonna grow together? You can't do things together.
Well, it doesn't. So, great question. First, a lot of times people tell us to make a list, right? Write down exactly what you want to be very specific. When you can do that with business, God says, write the vision, make it plain, right? When you can do that in ministry, you can do that in the type of relationships you want drawn to you. Hopefully, the list that you're writing down reflects who you are. Not just this illusion of a man that you want to have when you don't meet the standards of the list. You should have a list of yourself. Make sense, right? Mm-hmm. So if I say I want someone making 6 figures, I should be making close to that, or have the know-how to maintain a person that has 6 figures. Mm-hmm. Make sense? I have to match my list and my desires. That's number 1. And number 2, when you write down that list of that, it should be more of the characteristics of the person, the natural natures of the person. Because if a man wants a woman to be nurturing, that has nothing to necessarily do with looks. That's how he's treated or she treats you, your family, your children, your neighbors, your people around you, right? So a list, I believe, is important, but it has to be realistic.
There you go. You said a key word. Realistic,
right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want a billionaire, You never know how that may fall apart, right? But how can you maintain that level that you're asking for is the question. There we go, right? Or don't dismiss someone that does not have all qualities on your list, because he could be 5'9" instead of 6'2", but he matched up list.
Yeah.
You know?
You got that. I'm going to throw this other one at you, because I see this all the time. And this one right here is pretty tough.
Okay.
Why is it when a woman meets a man, they get together, everything is lovely, and once she got him, she wants to change everything about him? Why do we have to change somebody? You know who you got.
Gotcha.
So why you should start that change or see if he would change before you walk down that aisle.
That's a great question. That's a form of manipulation. That's just what it is. Okay, you gotta call it, right? Because you see the potential in someone, which is a great thing, right? That type of person knows what your potential is, what you can have, what they can have from you, right? But then I want to tailor you to me versus conforming or balancing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because as women, I don't care what this modernized, independent, blah, 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 blah. Forget it. We're going to talk about Bible principles, right? We are helpmeets naturally. We are nurturers naturally, right? We multiply naturally. We increase naturally. That's what we do. We enhance anything that we put our hands to, right? So if I'm with a man, I'm supposed to enhance his life and comfort and match his life, his level. And whatever he has, he is the seed. I am the ground. I'm the incubator. I produce whatever he has. Makes sense, right? So while I want him to conform to me, I should be adjusting to him. That's order. But a lot of times women, because they want what they want, your man cannot be certain ways because he's not conditioned to be that way. And we need to stop being delusional in that, right? He's not necessarily your girlfriend counselor that you just telling certain things to, or go shopping with you or hold your bag all of you know, women, we do certain things, right?
Yeah.
But we got to understand that man is a critical thinker, right? They y'all move a certain way, y'all think a certain way, y'all posture a certain way. And we got to understand that, not rush you into our thought process because we think differently than you for a reason. Make sense? Right?
Yeah.
So that men got to be very careful, because if they start seeing those little bit of you're shifting the appearance that you presented, oh, you got a problem on your hands at the end of the day, because that full person has not shown herself to you, and that's vice versa.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's coming.
Wow.
When they think they're comfortable enough, I believe that saying that says when someone show you who they are, believe them the first time. But what we don't understand is the first time could be 10 years later. What happens when you meet that person 5 to 10 years later and now they showing themselves? And you like, I never know. Yeah, because they finally felt comfortable enough to just go ahead and they figure you stuck enough that you're going to deal.
Yeah. Well, see, that other point you brought up is I was talking to somebody one time, and we got on a subject about percentage in their marriage. Who's give 50?
He coming with these.
When somebody said, I'm doing 100%, then you're not in a marriage.
So
it should be broken down. You may have smart on finances.
Right.
I may be on building.
Correct.
But we all come together at the end of the day. We're not giving 100% here, 100% there. We're giving maybe 70-30, 50-50, 60-40. But if one person is giving a total 100% in that relationship, then either you controlling, I'm going to use that word, you controlling.
Very.
Or you're not giving that person a chance to show what they can do.
Yes.
Did I come too far on that one?
No. So for me, I have mixed feelings about it all, right? I would prefer my husband, my man, to have more money than me. I would prefer that. If I have more money, this is going to sound crazy, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm a fire starter. What they going to say? But if I have more money, what my thing is that we're going to live off your income and we can invest in mine. That's my thing. I'm not going to put myself above you. I'm going to honor you in every way. Because I believe when it comes to that and a woman is making more, which a lot of times women do make more, then men either feel emasculated or we can make them feel emasculated, right? So if I'm making 60 and you making 50, we finna live off your 50. I'm finna invest my 60. I'm still pouring into the house. Everybody is still good in this house. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna deal long term. Therefore, my income can take care of us when you're no longer working, because it's stored up. That makes sense.
Yes.
And I would rather live like that on your level, and we live cohorse, together, than to me to feel like I'm dominating certain things because I'm paying more. Mm-hmm. That's out of place for a woman like me. other women may want to do that, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to 50-50, I disagree with it because, for one, like I said, I'd rather be taken care of. That's just me. Okay? I want to be a lady. I want to be feminine. I want feminine energy. I want to know my man got it. You got it, boo? Cool. Even if I'm sliding in your bank account on the back end, you got it, boo? Cool. You know, that's, hey, listen, I'm going to cover you either way, right?
Yeah.
But that 50-50 thing be strange to me. Because you can't carry 50% of this baby. You can't nurture or nurse 50% of this milk that's coming out of me. You can't carry the baby weight after this baby, right? What we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Is it really 50%? Are you just talking about 50% bill split? And the bills 50-50, you pay half the mortgage, I pay half, da-da-da. Is that what's 50-50?
No.
Are you talking about that if we just do the bills, but I still got to do all the cooking and the cleaning and taking care of the kids? That's not fit. Come on now. When people be talking about 50, I want a 50-50 woman, I want a... But you're not doing 50, you're not making up half of the work, though. I'm paying half the bills with you, but when it comes to the house, you're not taking care of the house with me.
See,
We got a problem.
That's point well taken.
Uh-huh.
Point well taken.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just saying that, like I said before,
Uh-huh.
you may be good on finance.
Cool.
So I'm gonna keep you. That's your baby. The checks
That's
come
your
in.
lane.
That's
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
You taking care of all that.
Yeah.
He may be the one that can build everything and get things going. You be the one to say, hey, y'all sit down, have a discussion. Y'all want to remodel the kitchen, do something. You have a discussion about that.
Yeah.
And the guy can probably do it. It's okay, we can save money with labor and all this stuff. So that's when the finance person come and say, let me see what you got. Let me see if we can do it. That's the part of 50-50 I'm talking about, where y'all sit down and talk to each other about doing major things. To the house, vacation, all that stuff come into play. And you gotta have that conversation. One can't jump off and do it without the other one saying okay.
You're absolutely correct. And what I believe you're referring to is understanding when to shift leadership positions and roles.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're referring to. And that's awesome. That's wisdom when it comes to relationship. Because a lot of people don't understand that. Either the men want to be so dominant, the women want to be too dominant and they out of order. Women, right? But a strong man, a male, right? If he has a strong woman and he understands she dominates in certain lanes, she gonna compliment the mess out of him. Let her do her thing. If she is a networker and she's gonna bring all the clientele to your business, let her flourish and do her thing. Mm-hmm. If she handles the money, you gotta trust her with it. If you know you can't count too well, let her do her thing, because guess what she gonna do? She's gonna turn and honor you with it. A good woman is gonna cover you in the midst of it, so you don't look like the fool out here in public, right?
Right.
And knowing how to do that is a powerful thing, because women, we already gotta stand semi behind you. We already have to dim our light sometimes behind a man. Let's be true. A lot of women are so intellectual now with so many degrees, and not saying men do not. Let's not mistake that. There's a lot of educated men out there, very wise men, right? But the way that women are being pushed in the marketplace nowadays, the women are getting degrees because we can't wait on a man to find us and marry us, because it's just not happening too often, right? We just gotta finally get it for ourselves. When you get a woman to know her thing, let her do it. Let her do it, because you can't make her kill herself.
Right. For
you to grow. But understand how to intertwine it.
So I just got a lot of things. You don't open up my mind this morning, girl. One thing I'm gonna bring up is called adaptability. We as a culture, we learn how to adapt to almost any situation out there. Back in slavery, when they gave us the scraps of the pig, we adopted on what to cook. Mm-hmm. Chitlins, pig feet, we adapted. And to this day, I surely do believe that most blacks learn how to adapt. For instance, all of a sudden, the two of you making $150,000 a year together. Mm-hmm. There's a pay cut. You go down to $100,000. We don't go and jump off a bridge. That's when we come together and work together, see what we need to cut, what we need to do. We adapt to that. But I'm gonna go by what you said earlier. If that woman is a finance and putting things away,
correct,
then we'll be good.
you see, you understand.
You know?
Now you understand. Because it sounded crazy me saying, oh no, you gonna do what with your money? We gonna live off mine? Absolutely, because that's the order of things.
And now it comes back, and it isn't like some men feel shameful. My wife is making more money than I am. I'm not. I know where
Put
things.
that away.
I know where things are going.
Let's get some property over here.
Yeah.
Because one day you're not able to work.
Mm-hmm.
But we got investments, we got money, we got things stored up. We're good on
Right.
every aspect. Because your money is not going to take care of us long term. Something has to be stored up. And that's where it comes.
So, man, I'm talking about y'all.
Ooh.
Why are y'all so hard-headed? When you see a good woman, it was a song by the OJs. It used to be my girl. Turned around, not a girl anymore, and he sings that song. She was a good woman and all that, but you let her go because you let your pride get in the way. So, man, I'm just saying, there's a good woman out there for you. They're out there for you. Don't let your pride get in your way because she may make more money than you. She may be smarter than you, but she chose you.
Absolutely.
She didn't choose your bank account or what everything. She chose you because she see that potential in you. And all you gotta do is live. I'm gonna say it. All you gotta do is just live. Watch her work. Watch her support you 110%. Here I'm my percentage again. But she will support you no matter what you do, as long as you're honest with her.
That's right.
And let her know what's going on and don't be playing any games.
That's right.
She'll be right by your side. So, man, quit being hard-headed. You probably got a good woman right now. The man I'm talking to out there, you probably got one right now you let go.
Or abusing.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to say one thing. A woman is not your punching bag. I'm going to get that out. Not your punching bag. What I found out, that a man will hit a woman, but go to a bar and won't fight another man.
At all.
You know, I'm just being real right now. So, you know.
Sorry, people.
Okay.
My phone died. But I'm so excited. Yeah, and that's right. And get help. Hear me today. If you're out there being abusive, male or female, because some of y'all females is out of order, okay? Get help. Get counseling. You know, understand sometimes you have a coach and that's not what you need. You need a counselor. You need a psychiatrist. You need to get out some of that trauma that you have experienced in your younger years. We suppress so much trauma. I found out trauma hides in our bones. Now, we thought about our mind, our thought process, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes in the back of our mind, or trauma attaches itself to our emotions. And we can lash out very fast and not even catch ourselves or realize where it's coming from. Something can be a trigger. Hear me today. Every trigger is not a trauma. I'm sorry, let me say it again. Every trigger is not a red flag. Sometimes they say, oh, you triggered me, so that's a red flag. I'm not going to deal with you. No. A trigger means that they triggered a trauma, a past experience that you had. Go deal with that. Mm-hmm. That means that you ain't whole yet. You know, just because that person smokes don't mean he gonna be beating you down or alcoholic like this other person that used to smoke, right? So we gotta understand what's happening with us. As you grow and become older, your emotions change, your thought process change, your behaviors change. These knees, Lord have mercy, right? Change. Okay. So you want to evaluate yourself. You know, if you ain't cried in a long time, men or women, get in the corner somewhere, closet, close the door, and just cry it out and release, because it's too much to bear. We bear a lot. We harvest so much emotion, resentment, failures, disappointment in ourselves and others. You know, trauma responses, trauma bonding. Talk about bad relationship. You're connecting with someone because they have been abandoned in some way and you've been abandoned, and now y'all together, and then y'all abandonment is having a good time and y'all don't know why you're together, right? But you was abandoned, they was abandoned. Abandoned is having a good time and y'all just going through it, right?
Yeah.
I understand all that stuff. You have to be mindful.
Yeah.
You gotta be mindful.
My favorite, I always say this quote, this is my favorite one, when I took social skill classes.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't learn anything, I learned this right here. The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem.
Oh. How can you handle it?
Yeah.
How do you handle yourself in this situation?
Mm-hmm.
When the pressure of life is on, what you gonna do? Are you folding or are you fighting everybody?
I would say B, because they still fighting everybody. They're fighting. Yeah, they're fighting their own gremlins that they never got over.
That part, but you lashing outwardly with it, right?
To people that know you and they say
and love
something
to support you.
and you lash out. Why do we always lash out to the ones that love us?
The closest ones to you gets it the most. That's absolutely true. And even on top of that, why you never apologize?
That right there.
That right there.
Yeah.
And I mean sincere apology and ask for forgiveness to those that you know you have wronged for real. You have hurt for real.
Yeah.
Right? And they did not deserve it. We need to definitely do that. We getting close?
No, I was looking to see if anybody wrote in anything. Okay.
I definitely will share once
this is recorded, so I'll share
okay,
this.
awesome.
You don't have to worry about it. I got you.
Okay. All right, I'm definitely going to
So your book and all, we just went to therapy session.
Come on. Now I got to talk about this last chapter before we go.
Go ahead.
I missed it. They gonna miss it on Facebook, but they have to catch it. The last chapter that I want to talk about is called The Checkup. Okay, so what do you think about when you're the checkup?
3 things come to mind. Physically, spiritually, and mindfully.
Okay.
Now, I think everybody should have a checkup with their mind every once in a while. We do checkup on everything else, but we don't check ourselves.
Yes, sir.
We don't go speak to anybody to let it all out.
Yes, sir.
And I think some of that problem is people don't trust everybody with their emotions and may use it against them. So we got to learn how to start trusting people.
Yes, sir. That's good. I like it.
Well, was I pretty close?
Well, a little bit, but you curved over a little bit. So, so the checkup. Now, once again, I'm celibate for 6 years, right? And baby daddy rolled into town from Chicago. Okay, so I know what I wasn't doing for 6 years, and I know doggone well what he probably was doing for 6 years. Okay, and I don't care if it was one person or 6. That's way more than what I was experiencing. I'm clean. So I had to go get checked up. I went to the clinic. I went to my OBG. I had a doctor's appointment. That's the checkup. Because I had to make sure that...
Okay.
You called it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, after you done did the do, right? You know, do-wop. You don't know if you got some or get ready to have another kid. Because this man that came into town and gone. So I had to go get checked up. I went to my OBG. I have the name of the OBG there, my doctor's name, my nurse's name is in the book. They gave me permission to put their information in there. They're besides my name, their real names are in the book. There's not even a fake, right?
Okay.
But yes, I actually went checked up. I wrote down things I got checked for, right? Because a lot of times, and I say this, which is very important, we need to know our mental health is extremely important, and our, well, I would say now, sexual health, right? You're interacting with people sexually. You could be protected or not, but you still need to go get checked up. Okay? You still need to get this checkup, right? You want to make sure, because why would you walk around not knowing? Too many people out here, that's why I would rather stay to myself. It's too many others. It's too many he, she's, and them and we together and all this other stuff that's happening right now. It probably been happening, but too many negligence, if that makes sense, when it comes to sexual activities. I don't want to be involved in none of it. At all, right? But when you begin to interact with people, you need to be checked up. I think too many people go too long, and wait a minute, you're afraid of the results, but you ain't afraid of no condom. Like, what are we talking about? You afraid of results, but you're not afraid of these birth controls. What are we talking about? You're more afraid of the results than you are afraid of catching it. What are we talking about?
Isn't that funny?
Or you're more afraid of the results than you're afraid of the word celibate. Because I think that's a foreign word. I mean, is it still in the dictionary? Nobody's talking about that. We talking about Plan Bs. We talking about, just going to get abortions, and that's Plan Bs now. It's like, that's the first result that you can go do. What? What happened to celibacy? What about saving yourself for marriage? Those things are still critical, and it's important. But if it's not taught, then we in trouble. And as you see, we are in trouble. There's more black babies that was not born than there is born. And that's a dangerous thing.
That's a slippery slope right there, because you want to talk to people about it, and sometimes when you sit down and you talk to them, they really don't want to hear it. They tell you, I don't need you preaching to me. I know what I'm doing. I know it's okay. But you run across people like that, and then you want to say, I tried talking to them, but yet they can't hear me.
And not only that, we losing big mamas, grandmas, mothers, great grandfathers, grandfathers, fathers, big brothers in the home, in the community, in the neighborhood, the community in the neighborhood. Where is that? We're missing a lot of elements of growing, the village. Where's the village? Yeah. We used to have a village back in Africa. We did bring the village here, but then colonizing has transformed our vision of family. How dare you? How dare we say, kick that son out, kick that daughter out, soon as she finish high school, soon as they finish, get the diploma, pack their bags and tell them go. You haven't prepared them for nothing.
Right.
But you want to kick your child out as soon as the world say they're adult, when they don't even pay their phone bill and don't know how. They barely bathing correctly, Well, we don't force them outside, and now they're not productive citizens because they don't even know what that means. That's a dangerous thing that we play with our community, with our children. We're not teaching no more. I don't know what's wrong, and this is not a bashing thing, and I pray nobody receives it that way. But even how we have our young men, and especially young women, dressing, I don't understand. We got two tops. We got shorts that they should be sleeping in. I'm from a generation, you didn't come outside your room unless you was fully dressed, because there's adults in this house, and you didn't walk around like that.
Yeah.
Now, they're at the grocery store, but the very thing that they will go sleep in their bed in, I do not understand how we lost the standard of ourselves.
Me and my wife was talking about that the other day, on how the kids just go to store with the pajamas on. And then I was telling her, I remember that we knew that, I'm going to use the word Johnny, so if you Johnny, I'm just using that word. We knew that he was special. But yet when we all went outside and played, we made sure we got Johnny involved. And he played with us, and he was happy that somebody did that. Nowadays, they look at Johnny and they just, look at that sicko, and they making fun of him. I never did that. We were brought up to show compassion to any kids out there, and that's what we did.
Correct.
But nowadays, they want to shoot them up with medicine or stick them in the home.
Absolutely. That's what they want to do. And no one is pouring in. We don't pour into each other anymore. You know,
Yeah.
because one household is equipped from another, and if we work together, we're building an amazing community for our next generation.
And speak about that. You said something, how we work together. We stayed in a tight-knit community in the city I was in. We ended up moving to Zion, Illinois.
Okay.
And it was a tight-knit, everybody did that, but I could not figure out how did my mom and dad knew what I was doing. This wasn't even cell phone days. But they knew what you were doing. Okay, I get home, you want to tell me something? No. Well, we heard, so I said, I'm saying, how do they find out? That's the people who was taking care of the village, letting the parents
That's
know
right.
what your son or daughter did.
Yep.
And they did that phone call, boom, boom, boom. You got home and said, man. And you think things was fast nowadays? Back then, I think they were faster because they knew about it.
Real quick.
Automatic, because everybody was like in a village there, and they knew who your parents were.
Absolutely.
They knew it. And certain parents say, I don't want you hanging out with that one because he's trouble or she's trouble. We were told that growing up. Nowadays, they got this
Because
thing right
then,
here.
when one did it, we all was grouped in that image.
Mm-hmm.
And no one wanted to be grouped in that particular image. Now, the image is out. The sagging of pants needs to go away. And it's not just the pajama pants. We're talking about the shorts. Who wears shorts? Right.
Ooh.
These young girls. And then the mother is letting them walk around. I could not and I could never cover up. What happened to the word? I'm going to say another word that's foreign. Modesty.
Ooh.
Who do we even know what that word means?
Ooh.
A modest woman, a modest young lady. Some women are dressing their little girls like they adults, like they will wear.
Mm-hmm.
But then you gonna say for a man not to look at them perversely? That's the perverse clothes you putting on. What are we doing?
I'm so glad you said that, because when I went to Southwest Texas State, which is now Texas State, we had some papers I had to write, and I wrote two of them. One was, I forget the name I call it. You dress, I forget, I'm just gonna come to me. But anyway, a young lady would look at what you looking at. I said, I'm looking at you, why are you looking at me? Look what you got on. It says check me out. You know, I just said that, and some of the ladies in the class was very offensive when I say that. I say, if you get somebody out there that's wearing blue jeans, shorts, it's all the way up to you know what, and got on tank top, what signal are they sending out? I know better. You don't do that. But when somebody look at you when you leave the house, and you look like that, somebody's gonna be looking at you. And
everybody's looking.
Yeah.
Even the straight women, like, what do you have on? That is not clothes. It's undergarment. Okay? And y'all know it. It's undergarment. But how can we expect to be treated with respect and with a certain standard of excellence, queendomship, and all these other various things when we do not carry ourselves well as a whole of ladies? Of course, there's ladies out there that's modest and cover up and be presentable, right?
Yeah.
But something is so wrong. Teachers talk about it all the time in the school system. Go pick up your kid in school and see what these kids are coming out the class and out the building with. And y'all send your kids there with it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're not talking about those kids that sneak and change. We're talking about literally you bought the clothes, you saw them go out the house, or you didn't care to pay attention.
Yeah.
And this is what they're doing.
Exactly. I remember one time I went out on a date. I was a senior in high school. I was still in school. I went out on a date. I picked up the young lady. She jumped in the back seat and changed clothes. So we went to this party. I didn't see her anymore.
Mm.
So all of a sudden, I get a phone call, want to know where my daughter at. I said, your daughter's not with. Well, you was responsible for her. I said, yes, I was. But if I couldn't find her, I couldn't be responsible. Why didn't you call me and let me know? I didn't know she was home or not. I was young.
Yeah.
I'm not. And it was such a big ruckus because she was a church-going girl with her dad was a deacon.
Wow.
And she was just out there. I
Yeah.
would say she was out. There's nothing I could have said or done.
Yeah.
You know, what can I say? And to me, they knew she was like this.
Yeah.
They had to know. So send her out with me thinking I'm going to straighten her out. You raised her. I'm not the one doing that. You
I am not
raised her.
responsible for this.
No way.
This probably came from y'all back in the day.
You know, and back in the day, you would sit there, and I remember Mom and Dad sent me to the store to buy them cigarettes and beer. It was trustworthy. The first thing the guy would say, now you may take this home to your mom and dad because I'm going to let them know. See, we could. That's how it was back in the day.
I have, because my grandfather used to send me to the corner store for cigarettes. So that's a amazing, moment for me or experience for me. Like, he used to always send me there. And then the laws began to change. And the owner would not send it to me no more. So he went and fussed at them and saying, she's a good girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's coming for me. So he's like, then you had to write the note.
Yeah.
So then he would write the note on a piece of paper and send it up there. Then I go buy cigarettes. And I'm like 8 or 9 years old. So I remember.
See, I don't think people remember back in high school, I'm telling my age, that when the bell rang for break, people run outside and smoke their cigarettes.
Really?
It was legal then. You could smoke cigarettes out there. So, I knew I was an entrepreneur from right then and there. I went out and bought packs of cigarettes, Marlboros and Cools. And they would come to me. I would sell them a cigarette for 5 cents.
Wow.
Then at the end of the week, they have to pay me.
Wow.
If they didn't pay me, they didn't get any more cigarettes.
Uh-huh.
But that's what I did to make money sometimes in school. So it wasn't against the law then, so don't y'all say, man, he was bad. No, I was brilliant. I was making money.
They still breaking them cigarettes down in Chicago like that.
Yeah. All right, young lady, in closing.
Yes.
How can they get a hold of the book? How can they get a hold of you?
I'm so excited. Y'all get ready. My birthday is this weekend, June 1st, so it should be out right by June 1st. It's going to be on Amazon. And I'm so excited about that, and I hope you're excited to read the story. Moorepc.org is my website for my publishing company. If you're looking to publish a book, we're a self-publishing company, meaning we're going to get everything together for you, give you your product. We can help you upload it to some distributioner, but you have everything you need to do that for yourself and the know-how to do it, okay? But I'm so excited about the authors that I have coming out. LaFemme Nikita, her poem book, and Michael Gray, he is publishing his play, which I'm so excited about that. And I have several other authors is getting ready to come and get their books out too. So definitely get ready. You can find me on Facebook, Jeneea Moore, or Moorepc at Facebook or Instagram as well. And last but not least, I'm getting ready to, this is going to be exclusive, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm getting ready to start my network up. I'm so excited about that. I have my partner, Sean Boyd. But we're going to start up the Saved Over Success Network again, which I come back and I talk about that.
Oh, look at you. Yeah, we're going to talk about your publishing company, too.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about that. That's going to be, we'll get you back.
Okay, I'm coming.
We definitely need that.
I'm coming. You just right up the road.
All right, we appreciate you stopping in, Miss Moore, for everything that you said, everything that's going on. This is DJ Ron G on WSAN Radio.